Calvin Shivers, Deputy Assistant Director in the Criminal Investigative Division. Hometown is Montgomery, Alabama. I have been an FBI Special Agent for 29 years. I think I was inspired to become an agent through, I think, just what I saw of the FBI in movies and on television. However, when I had an opportunity to meet real FBI employees, agents and professional staff, just the passion that they had for the work, and also I think just the ability to be of service to the country and to the communities. To prepare myself for the challenge of becoming an agent, it was a process of just trying to make the right decisions, as a young person in school, being around the right folks, focusing on academics, and then just having long-term goals. If I was not an FBI agent, I would probably be practicing law somewhere. I'm an attorney as well. The most rewarding part of my job is really just having an impact on my community, having an impact with my law enforcement partners, whether that's being able to dismantle a violent street gang, having an impact on a community, or whether that's a cyber-related crime where you have elderly victims who are defrauded. Just really having an impact within the community, but also with law enforcement partners. What I've learned about myself is that anything is possible. Who would have thought that a young African-American man from Montgomery, Alabama would rise to be a Deputy Assistant Director in the FBI, an organization of over 37,000 employees, and rising to the rank of Senior Executive Service is a very small percentage within the government that have that opportunity. And so I think just anything is possible, but also from the perspective of working a number of very complex cases, both domestically and internationally, solving a number of crimes and having an impact on the community. And a lot of times you start an investigation and there's not always a light at the end of the tunnel, but you keep working and working and working. I think one of the myths about being an FBI agent that's not true is that the FBI works alone, that we can solve a crime within an hour. The fact is that we really work closely with our state and local partners, both domestically and internationally. So a lot of the work that we do is a collaborative effort with law enforcement partners and also with the private sector and the community. I think one of the myths about being a black FBI agent that's not true is that there may be a perception that you may not have the same opportunities. And I think that, like in any organization, if you work hard and you allow your work to speak for you, that anything is possible. So I think that within the FBI, the sky's the limit. If I could pick a dream location to serve, honestly, I don't know if I could pick just one. The FBI has afforded me an opportunity to not only travel pretty much across this entire country, but across the world. So I've had an opportunity to travel all the way from Europe to Asia to South America, Central America, Mexico. I've had a chance to really travel the world, to include the Middle East. So I've had an opportunity to see and really travel extensively with the FBI. I would like for young African American boys and girls to understand that life is about the choices that you make today and how much they impact tomorrow. So a lot of people want it to be cool and to fit in, but I think that one of the things that you have to understand is that you can't always make people respect you, but what you can do is you can earn respect. And so the way that you earn respect is just being who you are and not necessarily, following the rest of the crowd. So I would tell them, just be mindful that the opportunities for tomorrow are sometimes presented to you because of decisions that you make today. I think that we could inspire more African Americans to become FBI agents simply by, I would call it, a two-way communication. And I think that part of that is the FBI reaching out to the community and making them aware of the opportunity to become an agent and the opportunity of working for the FBI. But at the same time, I think that the community should also have a curiosity and want to know a little bit more about the FBI and reach out to the FBI and learn a little bit more about the FBI. Balancing a personal life, a work life, sometimes it's very challenging. And what I would say is it takes a little bit of discipline. There are times where obviously work comes first, but at the same time, sometimes you have to ensure that you put yourself first as far as your health, but also with your family. Because one of the things I learned is that when my children turned 10, they would never be 9 again. So those are opportunities I would never have again. So at the same time, for me, it's just a matter of trying to find that balance where sometimes you just have to understand that specific situation and make that adjustment. Well, again, I've been very blessed and fortunate to have traveled pretty much the world working for the FBI. Again, I've been through the Middle East, I've been to Asia, Africa, a number of places. So for me, the one place that I haven't been with the FBI is Rome, and that's where I'd like to visit. In my spare time, I can be found coaching, and I like coaching because this gives me an opportunity to have an impact on young people, helping them to, whether it's become more disciplined, but also to motivate them and to help them understand that anything is possible. And so I think sports will teach a number of life lessons, and so for me, you can find me coaching. I'm currently reading The Sense of Urgency by John Kotter. And so for me, what I try to do is balance reading the Wall Street Journal, New York Times, and just to stay abreast of current events, but also for me, just looking at leadership and management. Those are important things for me to make sure that you know, I have a good base knowledge of just different perspectives of leadership and management. On my musical playlist, I think you'll find a lot of things from classical music to a little bit of old school R&B to modern day hip hop to a little bit of classic rock and roll from the 70s and the 80s. So for me, it's a very, very wide playlist. I'm a big Art of War fan, and one of my favorite quotes is that glory, blame, and fault are all meaningless. They're just emotions, and they don't help you win. And you should remember that you're fighting for the people that you love and for yourself. I think the words that I would share with the public to stay vigilant is, I think, just you know, looking at the words of our Constitution. I think that all people are created equal, and I think that that's one of the things that the FBI stands for within a number of our programs, but also our civil rights program, just to afford everyone the same opportunity, whether that's employment, whether it's housing, just providing everyone with the same opportunity. It was important for the FBI to celebrate the 100th anniversary of African American Special Agents to really memorialize the contributions that many African Americans have made to the organization. Those contributions have been numerous throughout the years, and not everyone receives recognition, but I think as an FBI agent, I don't feel that we seek recognition. I think that we are working to make the communities better, and so there are so many people who have made a number of sacrifices, both personally and professionally, again, just to serve the country.